Well, we still got state championships on the docket in high school football. Number 3 in the top 25, Grayson set to face Collins Hill on Wednesday in the 7A state championship. Rams quarterback Jake Garcia was lighting it up against Norcross in the semis, threw for 2 touchdowns while the defense got their third shutout of the playoffs, 28-0 there. Grayson chasing that ring, coming in a perfect 13-0 against a 12-2 Eagles team. Taking a look at the top 10, though, 5 schools have already completed their seasons. Others still have work to do. A few teams heading to the 6A Division I quarterfinals in the Lone Star State, North Shore, Duncanville, Austin, Westlake, and then in 5A, Denton Ryan on their way to the quarterfinals will face number 24, Highland Park. All right, time to welcome in the good fellas of MaxPreps, Steve Montoya and Zack Poff. Slide in here on HQ. And Zack, I'll start with you. Let's jump right in at Grayson State Championship matchup against Collins Hill. Your thoughts on that one?
It's going to be fun, man. Winning that 7A Georgia State Championship is one of the hardest things to do in high school football. I can't wait for Wednesday, man. You brought up Jake Garcia. This is a dude who's been well-traveled, man. He started in California and wanted to play his senior year, so he ended up in Georgia. And he is balling right now, and he has Grayson playing their best football of the season. And you mentioned the 3 shutouts in 4 playoff games. The defense has been eaten. They're facing a big-time offense, though. You know, Sam Horn, one of the best junior quarterbacks, and then you got Travis Hunter, a guy with over 1,600 yards receiving and 23 touchdowns. So this is going to be a fun matchup. I think Collins Hill has a better chance than most people are giving them. But I really do think Grayson's going to end up winning this game by a couple of touchdowns because of the defense. And I think Jake Garcia is going to make a couple of big-time plays and find Georgia Tech bound Jamal Haynes at wide receiver. So this is going to be a fun one, man. Make sure and tune in Wednesday. I think Jake Garcia is going to have fun.
Be interesting to see if that defense can make it 4 in a row there. Meanwhile, Steve, Georgia, Louisiana wrapping up this week, leaving us down to Texas and Michigan left on the docket there. What are you keeping your eye on here with these 2 states?
Yeah, well, Texas is an interesting one because some state champs have been crowned in 2020, and then they'll finish up later in 2021 in January. Same with Michigan. Michigan was on hold. They got told they can start to replay again starting in January, so they will finish up. So far, 27 states will finish in 2020. 4 played a shortened season. Like I said, Michigan will finish in January. 17 states will try to play in spring, and Texas is the lone one who will have some state champs in 2020 and 2021. So when you look back and you look from the beginning about which states will be playing, I think it's been a pretty successful all-around season for many states around the country finishing out here in 2020.
Steve, I'll come right back at you looking at top 10. Number 7, Duncanville has been on a tear after their loss, of course, to the number 1 IMG back in October. Since then, 8 straight. How impressive have they been the past few weeks here?
Yeah, they're on a roll right now, and they're outscoring their opponents so far in the postseason 165-28. Last week they won 56-0 against a very good Westfield team. So Duncanville is getting hot at the right time, but this is going to be a really fun game coming up with number 21 this weekend in DeSoto, and maybe one of the best games we're going to see this entire season in the 6A Division I quarterfinals in Texas.
Zack, on the other side, you're looking at them taking on number 21 DeSoto. When you look at that team, the 6A Division I quarterfinals, what can we expect from them?
You know, they got the ingredients to pull off the upset here. They got a big-time defensive line. Shamar Turner, a 5-star. He's a stud. You got Byron Murphy, too. Both these guys are, you know, big-time on the defensive line. So if they can, you know, stuff the running game, get pressure on Grayson James at quarterback, DeSoto's going to have a chance. And, you know, they're very explosive on offense. You got Samari Collar at quarterback. He threw for 4 second-half touchdowns last week in their 27-21 win against Spring. And Spring was a team that was undefeated. So they were down 14-0. DeSoto really turned it on in the second half. So they can't have that slow start, though, if they want to beat Duncanville. They got to get off to a fast start if they want to pull the upset. But, you know, Steve was talking about Duncanville. This team's loaded right now, and they're playing their best football. I expect Duncanville North Shore 3 to happen this year for the 3rd consecutive year in the 6A D1 championship.
Zaffik, we're talking about quarterbacks here. Southlake Carroll, they got their QB1 back. Quinn Ewers back in the fold for them. What kind of chances does he give the Dragons here to win a state title?
Anytime you got a dude that's got a perfect rating on 24/7 sports composite rankings, you got a chance to win a football game. it was nice to see him back last week, man. You know, he threw for 3 touchdowns, over 250 yards. It was his first game since October 30th. And, you know, it was only the second time all year him and Brady Boyd have played together. It's one of the most dynamic wide receiver quarterback duos in the country. They face a hot Euless Trinity team this weekend. You know, Trinity just knocked off previously ranked Allen, who was ranked at number 12. They got a big-time offensive line, and their running back balled for over 450 yards and 6 touchdowns. So you know what Euless Trinity is going to try and do. But, you know, with Southlake Carroll with Quinn Ewers back, I expect them to win and clinch a berth in the semifinals, setting up a potential matchup with number 7, Duncanville.
The 5-star QB trying to get a ring before he takes his talents to Ohio State. Steve, looking at Highland Park, we pair them against the number 9 Denton Ryans. What type of chance do they have of bringing home a title?
Watch out for Highland Park. I know Denton Ryan is a really good team, and they're the favorites here, but Highland Park looking for a 4th title in 5 years. They're a perfect 11-0 Hawaii commit. Braden Shager is their quarterback. He's playing really good football right now. So, yes, I do think Denton Ryan's going to win this game on New Year's Day, but Highland Park is not a team to take lightly. They're both teams coming into this one undefeated. So get your popcorn ready, as Zach says, for this one on New Year's Day.
Zach, what about you? What do you say about number 9 Denton Ryan taking on the Highland Park here?
Man, hey, Highland Park's nice, man, but hey, before the playoffs started, I picked Denton Ryan, so I'm not going to back off him now. I think Jatavian Sanders and Billy Melvin are both going to eat this weekend, and I expect Denton Ryan to win a close game. I think they're going to win by 1 score, but I'm rolling with the Raiders.
All right, fellas, it's ring season in high school football. That's what everybody wants nowadays. Zach and Steve, appreciate your time tapping in. As we head into some of these championship games, taking a look at the slate ahead of what's still out there. As you can see, you still have 5 undefeated teams looking to stay that way, looking for rings. As I mentioned, a heavy favorite to Texas schools there. Grayson, the lone Georgia school, at 13-0 as they face Collins Hill. We'll see what happens and who comes away with championship rings.